George Reeves, January 5, 1914, June 16, 1959, was an American actor best known for his role as Superman in the 1950s television program Adventures of Superman. His death at age 45 from a gunshot remains a polarizing issue. The official finding was suicide, but some believe he was murdered or the victim of an accidental shooting. George Reeves' early life. Reeves was born George Kiefer Brewer on January 5, 1914, in Woolstock, Iowa, the son of Don Brewer and Helen Lesher. His death certificate erroneously lists his birthplace as Kentucky. Reeves was born 5 months into their marriage. The reason Reeves' mother subsequently claimed a false April birth date for her son, something he was unaware of until adulthood. They separated soon after his birth and Helen moved back to her home in Galesburg, Illinois. Later, Reeves' mother moved to California to stay with her sister. There, Helen met and married Frank Besselow. George's father married Helen Schultz in 1925 and had children with her. Don Brewer apparently never saw his son again. In 1927, Frank Besselow adopted George as his own son, and the boy took on his new stepfather's last name to become George Besselow. Frank and Helen Besselow's marriage lasted 15 years and ended in divorce. While Reeves was away visiting relatives, his mother told him that Frank had committed suicide. Reeves' cousin, Catherine Chase, told biographer Jim Beaver that Reeves did not know for several years that Besselow was still alive and well, nor that he was his stepfather and not his biological father. George began acting and singing in high school and continued performing on stage as a student at Pasadena Junior College. He also
Hello, everybody. Happy voices tell us it's National Barn Dance time.
In 1936, the National Barn Dance, broadcasting from WLS in Chicago, was the biggest and most popular country music radio show in the United States. Promoter, producer, and entrepreneur John Lair was in charge of recruiting fresh, new talent for the show.
I think the thing about Lair that's so fascinating is he is both a true folklorist and lover of folk culture and folk music, and a commercial producer, promoter, entrepreneur at the same time.
Lair heard about a talented mountain fiddler and banjo player from the Red River Gorge of eastern Kentucky named Lily Mae Ledford.
You know, from the time she was a small child, she was just wild about music. She loved music, and she was kind of the one known as the one in the family who would, take the banjo and go up off in the hills because she was hearing these fiddle tunes run through her head, and she just had to figure them out. She just had this really burning, passion for the music.
To make sure Lily Mae was discovered by the station, John Lair arranged for her to enter and win a talent contest in Kentucky. But Lair had his own plans for Lily Mae.
Lair took Lily Mae aside and said, I think you should sign the contract with me. Rather than the station, I can do lots with you. And so he basically arranged for her to come to Chicago.
For Lily Mae, like thousands of other rural migrants, adjustment to life in the city was often a struggle.
I'm sure it must have been absolutely overwhelming. I mean, she was 19. She had lived in the Red River Gorge all her life. They were basically sharecroppers. And here she was in Chicago with elevated trains and these huge buildings. And, she talked different from other people.
Although she was homesick, being part of the National Barn Dance opened up a whole new world for Lily Mae.
This was 1936, the Depression, and she made a salary of $60 a week. at WLS. That was good money. A lot of money. More money than she had ever seen.
She wanted to be the sophisticated city girl, and sort of Lara's insistence that she dress in the long skirts and the high top boots, I think, just didn't always sit very well with her, and he very much controlled her image.
The WLS fan magazine, Standby, featured a weekly cartoon strip with a caricature of Lily May.
It was called Lily May the Mountain Gal. And so it's all the sort of classic hillbilly imagery. And then she's also presented as a sort of natural mountain fiddler. I think that was part of the idea of presenting her as authentic, as sort of just torn out of them hills and brought to the city and entertaining, mass audiences now.
Lily Mae's got a tune for you right now. This one is Shortening and Bread. Pass it around, Lily.
Being on a 50,000-watt radio station, Lily May soon developed a large following of devoted listeners who loved her fiddling, ballad singing, and banjo playing.
I thought she was wonderful on stage. Even if she was singing or talking or playing whatever she was doing, she was captivating. She had a natural charm and ease and a great dignity about her.
Oh, I'm going round the world, baby mine, baby mine. I'm going round the world, baby mine. I'm going round the world, I'll be better picking girl. I'm going round the world, baby mine.
Howdy, folks. Glad to have you with us a little while today. We're always glad to have company drop in. Just talking to some of the boys and girls a few minutes ago, and we wondered if maybe you wouldn't like to hear a different kind of old country song from what we generally do. Something kind of fast and funny, maybe, like this one by the Coon Creek Girls.
Oh, how many biscuits can you eat this morning?
This morning.
How many biscuits can you eat this evening?
This evening.
How many biscuits can you eat?
49 and a ham of meat. This morning, this evening, right now.
Oh, I love my wife and I love my baby this morning.
This morning.
Love my wife and I love my baby this evening.
This evening.
Love my wife and I love my baby.
Oh, I love my biscuits sopped in gravy. Morning, this evening, right now.
Oh, make my coffee good and strong this morning.
This morning.
Make my coffee good and strong this evening.
This evening.
Make my coffee good and strong.
Oh, keep on bringing the biscuits on this morning, this evening, right now. Oh, how many biscuits can you eat this morning? How many biscuits can you eat this evening? How many biscuits can you eat? 49 and a ham of meat this morning, this evening, right now. Wow, 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 wow.